So we lost another thing. They're saying due to Corona, but there's a lot of speculation. WWE 2K21 has been canceled. There is no WWE 2K21. Of course, WWE 2K20 came out in October. And the question was, is there going to be 2K21 this October? The answer is no. That game will not be happening. Look, there is some speculation that maybe the 2K company realized 2K20 was a complete disaster and they could use the excuse of a pandemic to go back to the drawing board. And that's very, very possible. But the problem is that when that announcement came down yesterday, it brought back a lot of bad memories for a lot of people. It got a lot of people thinking about the game that was again. There was a time, man, when WWE games were like, that was a big deal. Madden, of course, always a big deal. NBA games, always a big deal. But WWE games like the SmackDown series, every year when the new SmackDown game would come out, people would get very, very excited. People go, oh, did you get the new SmackDown, blah, 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 the new WWE game, you know. It'd be an exciting thing. And 2K20 came out this year, and I guess what they did was they got rid of a lot of the people that had worked on 2K19, and they brought on new people, so it became less of an adding on to an engine that you had already created and more of just like, okay, let's throw something together. I went to a launching of the game. It was like a media thing that they had maybe, I want to say 2 weeks before the game came out, but I think in hindsight, it was only like a week before the game came out. I went out to Vegas, and they gave me the opportunity to play the game early. And I'm not in the video game community. I don't know how these things work. I don't know what the process of a game is supposed to look like at any given time. But I was playing the game, and they said, look, we want you all to get a chance to play the game. But please note, this is not the final release of the game. That this is the version that we have now. It is not finished. Please don't report on it like it is finished. There will be some moments that you'll see, and you'll go, oh, this isn't quite a finished game. And that, trust me when I tell you, will be finished by the time the game comes out. And you went, okay, good. So I turned it on, and I was playing it. And like the day the game came out, I was talking about it on my wrestling podcast, and I was saying that it was really good, and the graphics were good. I didn't have anything bad to say about it. But that's because all the stuff that I saw, I figured they were going to fix it before the game came out. And then they didn't fix it. And I really sounded like I had been paid for by the game company. Because the game came out, and everybody was like, what the hell are you talking about, Sam? Everybody gave this game a bad review. Why would you sit there and go, it was pretty good? And I was like, I thought it was, except the glitches. And I thought they would fix the glitches. You know? I was sitting there playing it, and it was just this thing. And I remember the guy I was playing it with, because I didn't know anything about it. But the guy I was playing it with, he realized that there was a problem happening every single time one thing happened. And we actually had to call it like one of the designers or one of the 2K people over and go. Because they said, if anything's going wrong, just let us know. And we said, like, every time the big boss man does an arm bar, the game shuts down. And it was like, what? And we had tried it a few times. And we did realize that the version we were playing, every time the big boss man did an arm bar, you had to restart your Xbox, which was really inconvenient for anybody that wanted to have big boss man matches. Now, the shame is that I realized that we may have been fibbed to, because the version of the game that 2K put out was the same version that I played. I don't know anybody that played as the big boss man, so I don't know if they were real quick able to fix the problem. I don't know anybody that played as big boss man, and I don't know anybody that loves doing arm bars. So they might have fixed that problem. I don't know if they did or not. But it was the glitchiest mess that I've ever seen, and there was no patch for it. I mean, it was just like, here's the game. And clearly, it was not fit for public consumption. Look at this stuff. You got, who's that? Randy Orton and Batista. Look at, I mean, did you see this? You see Randy Orton's body going all over the place? All of a sudden, I mean, his leg is on backwards. Look at his leg. That's the front of his knee, and that's his ass. He completely dislocated his knee. His shin is at the front part of his body, and he's still fighting, although it appears he's broken his neck too. because it's gone. He's broken his neck and his chin has hit his chest. It's terrifying. And he's just dancing now. And here's, like, I've never seen anything like this where the game keeps going. The game just continues on. Usually, like, you would think this glitch would happen and then it would stop and you go, what was that? But no, you're stuck in this hell, this quicksand. Look at the quicksand. Look at Batista sinking into the ring. You're now just stuck in this hell until you restart your game. As Randy Orton just starts convulsing like he's in The Exorcist. And they sink. Okay, once you get out of the ring, you're fine. Okay, now this is just training. This is just learning the moves. And I mean, look at this. There is no graphics at all on this. They had no illustrations, no nothing. And we are now stuck in a loop where we're trying to teach how to pin and we can't get out. Okay, now we're looking at, who's that, Nikki Cross? It appears that she is wrestling an invisible person. It appears that the computer didn't recognize that the one character was on the ground. Oh my God, there's an invisible man with a chair. Oh my, and now she's controlling the chair with her foot. You see, I mean, and this is like littered through the game to the point that I got so excited about it that I started playing this game literally just searching for glitches like this. I wanted to be a part of this, like weird magnet chair. You see the guy trying to control the chair? And this woman is impervious to drop kicks. I mean, weird bad camera angles. Why would this even exist in the game? Weird nonsense camera angles. Okay, now you got look at Hogan. Look at Hogan dropping that leg. He's like, I'm frozen in time. And the referee's unconscious. And Sheamus is dead. Sheamus has passed away, it looks like. And Hogan is just sitting there. And I love it's so wrestling for them to just be like, oh no, Hogan can't move. This is not an unfinished version of the game. This is like the game as it exists today. The game has been out since October. And they just gave up on fixing the problem. Which I said from the beginning. I was like, look, this game is historically glitched to hell in a way that no game ever should have been released to the public looking like this. You need to just not fix this game. Because if they had announced that we have a patch that's going to fix this game forever and you'll be fine, I would never have downloaded it. I would have said, no, I don't want you to fix my game. I want my game to be the game you intended it to be. I want this to live forever. This evidence that a company just released an unfinished game. They couldn't just say, I mean, you'd have to know a month out. You'd have to know a month out this isn't going to work out, right? And instead of doing that, they go like, no, just put it out. Whatever, just put it out. We got all this pre-order money. Just do it. And they just put it out. They probably had a conversation where they were like, how long do you think this is going to take to fix and act like a normal wrestling game is supposed to act? And they would probably go, 2 years. Like, all right, we'll just put it out then. Just put it out and hopefully there'll be a pandemic and we won't have to put out a game next year. I mean, I didn't hear any stories. You would think that the entire company would be fired after this. Everybody, just anybody associated with the game would be fired after this. But I didn't hear any mass layoffs coming after this. The lights just went out. That was not a transition. That was just the lights going out in the game. Okay, yeah. You know why the lights went out? Because unfortunately, midway through the match, the referee has become paralyzed from the waist down. However, he continues to referee because those are the officials that video game WWE gets. Okay, Buddy Murphy is now being set on the table. The bad guy, Razor Ramon, has Buddy Murphy has fallen through the table. Okay, he's back on the table. Okay, he's fallen through the table again. Buddy Murphy's back on the table. Okay, he's fallen through the table. You know how frustrating it is when the goal in the game is to break your opponent through a table, and anytime any offense happens, he falls through the table? It becomes impossible. Literally impossible. Okay, this is a classic one. It's just like, this is something out of one of those movies where a marionette doll is the villain. I compared yesterday our televangelist friend to the Haunted Mask Goosebumps. This is that Goosebumps with the dummy in it. I forget which one it is, but they made like 4 different versions of it. This is Becky Lynch. It looks like wearing Eric Rowan's mask. because that's her hair. But this isn't like, here's an example of what we'll put on her head if you want us to put it on her head. This is the finished product. This is like, here's your character, all done. Look at, I mean, I never realized Becky Lynch had a, like, does this mean that when they designed the game, they designed Becky Lynch with like a short haircut and they made her hair a wig? It's so weird. Why would you ever be able to deconstruct this like this? And like how her mouth is gone, but her teeth remain. Like you wouldn't think that a video game character would have skeletal remains under their flesh. It's really weird and very, very scary. Very, very scary. Look at her. I'm ready to fight. Like, look at, see how the gums are? You wouldn't think there'd be that much gum in a creative player. Why would you would never see it. It's like the remains that you find somewhere. And that's a mask that's supposed to be on her head. Not on top of her head, but on her face. Okay, that referee is floating. That referee is floating in midair. But how excited would you be? You're playing a wrestling game and all of a sudden the referee starts flying. That's what I love. You still, like, there's still enough integrity in the game where you have to push past the referee's leg to raise your opponent's hand. You're not going through the referee. It's still textured enough. Okay, these guys. There's Ronda Rousey kicking the ropes. Ronda Rousey left the UFC for this. Uh-oh. Looks like her opponent, Dakota Kai, is knee-walking her. There's the referee going, two could play this game. Look, women's matches, you can't have the women in ropes. There's Carmella going crazy in the ropes. That's a referee? Oh, my God. This is the referee. It looks like a referee's shirt on a spin cycle, and it's actually just the referee. So this is the game that they say because of COVID, I guess. I haven't read the official statement, but they're trying to spin it that way, that is not getting a sequel. But there's no way that it's because of it. If we were as healthy as ever, and all of us were going out every single day and hugging and kissing and shaking hands and high-fiving, and nobody ever wore medical masks, I still don't think we would have a 2K21 unless it looked like this, which I would advocate for. Referee is so hard to maintain order. Oh my God, they're sinking into the ring again. The ring is eating the officials. There's Kairi saying she has reappeared in the corner, and now she's knee walking. The ropes, it looks like, are being chewed up by the ring. And we go to a wide shot. And let's zoom in again. Why would that even be a function in the game? Why would the cameras be able to zoom in and zoom out like that? I mean, how? I wish I had somebody that made video games here. Because at what process in video game making are you at the point? I mean, another person is sunk in the ring. I don't understand how this could happen in the animation process. How could they be like, okay, we're almost done with the game. We're still in the phase of our characters sink into the ring. Why would they ever sink into the ring? Why would that ever be part of the process? I don't understand. It looks like Paige is trying to get her body together. I mean, it looks like a tragic accident has happened to so many people in this game. I mean, technically, they're still a person. They have all the parts, but they're in all the wrong spots. And people were just sitting there. They paid $60. Can you imagine? You paid $60 to pre-order this game. Midnight strikes. Midnight on the dot. You go downstairs. You download your game that you paid for. You can't believe it's finally time to play 2K20. And this is what's being presented to you. You spent all that money and looked forward to it for this long. And they haven't gotten past the our superstars sink into the ring phase. It's insanity. Uh-oh. Ronda Rousey going to take a powerbomb into those stairs. Oh, good thing for Ronda. The stairs disappeared. The stairs disappeared. That's good. That's good. They fell into the trapdoor, but now Ronda Rousey is once again being eaten by the ropes, and Dakota Kai is back to knee walking. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. And I mean, I know we talked about this a bunch when the game first came out, but I think it bears repeating now that we know That this is it. I mean, this is now the legacy of 2K games for 2 years, I guess. This is it for them, you know? Oh, is there something else? No? This is it for them. This is what 2K is presenting to the world. It's unfortunate, really.